What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with another video. Now it's the first Smackdown after WrestleMania 39 and the WWE isn't slowing down as it has 3 big bouts planned. Join us now as we look at this week's edition of Smackdown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Randy Orton nowhere near a WWE return, is Drew McIntyre dissatisfied in WWE? ECW legend has been hospitalized after a serious medical emergency. Matt Hardy gives an update on Jeff's eye surgery and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, Wrestlelamia Shorts. Now as always we won't recap the matches but just look at the good, the bad and the downright ugly. As always we start off with the good as number 1, Shinsuke Nakamura returns. But while there wasn't a lot going on during last night's Smackdown, a business picked up when WWE announced the upcoming return of Shinsuke Nakamura. The King of Strong Style has been off TV for far too long, and it's going to be interesting to see how the WWE uses him. Will he get any kind of push, and will he continue as a babyface or return as playing a heel? Number 2, LWO vs Judgment Day, good match. Last night's match between the Latino World Order and the Judgment Day was the marquee match fans have come to expect from Triple H, and it didn't disappoint. The father-son feud between Rey and Dominic is clearly only getting started, and last night's win by the Judgment Day was a wise way to shift some momentum back to Dominic and his fellow faction mates. It looks like Legado del Fantasma is officially working as a Latino World Order, and while this seems like a cosmetic change, it could be good news for the talented faction. Like many stars on Smackdown, Legado del Fantasma hasn't received much of a push despite their standout performances. Pairing them with Rey Mysterio as this generation's LWO could help elevate them and give them the opportunity for fans to get behind them. Number 3, Triple H's big announcement. Are fans tuning in expecting to hear Triple H repeat Monday's speech that the WWE isn't going anywhere? We're in for a surprise when the game announced that the WWE Draft is returning in a few weeks. While the nebulous date makes us wonder just how much the WWE has thought it out, especially with rumors that Vince is meddling in creative, we're hopeful that Triple H will work his creative magic with the draft. Sadly, the WWE Draft is usually much ado about nothing as no major wrestlers move, and it's more about popping ratings than shaking up the roster. Triple H promised some big changes, but until the draft ends, we'll have to see if we can take him at his word. Sadly, Vince's return has many fans skeptical about believing anything they hear on TV, even from a trusted figure like The Game. Number 4, Sami tries to save his friend. Sami Zayn's efforts to save his friend Jey Uso from the Bloodline are admirable. Stupid, but admirable at the same time. What's interesting about this storyline is that Sami is portrayed as a good friend, both to Kevin Owens and to Jey Uso. While Jey wants nothing to do with Sami, the WWE is giving fans another reason to admire Sami as he's portrayed as a decent person. As long as Sami isn't portrayed as a fool, this could be an interesting chapter in Sami's story with the Bloodline. Number 5, Riddle's revenge. Matt Riddle running in to save Sami Zayn from a post-match beatdown by the Bloodline was a pleasant twist of the tale. Wrestling's Ultimate Bro returned to Raw this week, but they didn't give any hint that Matt was looking for revenge against the Bloodline for knocking him out of action for months. That and Riddle's status as a Raw superstar likely surprised fans when he showed up on Smackdown. There are several intriguing elements to Riddle's involvement, including when he'll team up with KO and Sami to take out the Usos and Solo Sikoa, whether Riddle will take a more serious approach to things as he did during his feud with Seth Rollins, and whether Randy Orton will get involved at some point. Judging by the news, that doesn't seem likely. But that was a good. What about the bad? Is number 1, Brawling Brutes mandatory win. Why is it at every time Gunther beats Sheamus in a singles match that the WWE feels the need for the Brawling Brutes to get a 6-man win over Imperium? It's cold comfort to the fans who wanted to see Sheamus finally win the IC Championship, and a meaningless win as the only money players in this match are Sheamus and Gunther, and neither man did the job. Number 2, Tag Team Rerun. Last night's Shotzi and Natalya vs Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez match was another example of how the WWE just doesn't know how to book its tag team division. This match was a meaningless rematch from WrestleMania's Women's Showcase match and served one purpose, filling up several minutes on Smackdown. Number 3, a half-empty Smackdown. Is the glass half empty or half full? We couldn't help but ask this question after watching Smackdown, which featured a flat first hour and a good second hour. The first hour of Smackdown was a complete waste of time, which is unacceptable for a post-WrestleMania show. Did the WWE think fans would stick around through anything for a Triple H's big announcement or the matches on the second hour? And the WWE does a victory lap. Last night's Smackdown seemed like a hype video for how great WrestleMania was and for how much the WWE accomplished with this year's showcase of the Immortals. While they certainly outdid itself in terms of revenue, media attention and overall views on Peacock, why would fans have any interest in this? They tuned into Smackdown to watch the fallout from WrestleMania, not the financial reports. Way to pat yourself on the back and bore your audience at the same time. Now, there was nothing downright ugly, just an uneven Smackdown that seemed more intent on reliving WrestleMania and giving the WWE time to boast about Mania's success rather than entertain the fans and get them invested into what's to come. It didn't help that the WWE had yet another rematch between the Brawling Brutes and Imperium, not to mention Zayn vs Jey Uso. Smackdown wasn't the epic fail that Raw was, but it couldn't be any worse approach is hardly the way to make up for Monday's disaster. But what do you guys think of Smackdown this week? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Our top story looks at Randy Orton is nowhere close to returning. As bad news for fans expecting a Randy Orton return in the near future, as Dave Meltzer is reporting Orton isn't cleared yet. You'll likely recall reports that Randy Orton's return was imminent. In fact, some people stated that the WWE was working on a new storyline for the Viper, and this led to fan speculation that Orton might appear at WrestleMania. That obviously didn't happen, and according to Meltzer, there's a good reason why. Those at WWE noted to us prior to Mania that Orton's back injury was nowhere close to allowing him to return to in-ring action. This was to quell the rumours Orton would be one of the surprises. Now, at the risk of sounding cynical, we can't rule out that Orton is cleared to compete and that WWE is merely preparing him for the right time to return. The company didn't bother booking Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. Is it possible they felt using Orton at Mania wouldn't be the right time though? Next up, Drew McIntyre dissatisfied in WWE. It's time for an update on the Drew McIntyre situation in WWE. You may recall a previous report stating the Scottish Warrior's WWE contract will be ending soon, and so far he and the WWE haven't reached any agreement. Now Pro Wrestling Torch's Wade Keller is reporting things aren't looking good. We alluded to this, there's been talk in that he's been unhappy with his current situation in WWE, and I'm hearing it's kind of a mix of creative and money and what kind of offer he's getting for a renewal. It sounds like the WWE is taking seriously the possibility that he's going to let his deal run out rather than agree to something that he believes in less than he deserves or less than he thinks he has coming. The two-time former WWE champion has an uneven run ever since being drafted from Raw to SmackDown. McIntyre is a team player and there are various reports of him working through taxing injuries when he could have been at home recuperating. While McIntyre is one of the most popular stars, the WWE seems happy using him to put over other talent right now. Next up, Sabu has been hospitalized after a serious medical emergency. That's unfortunately sad news to report as Sabu is reportedly in the hospital. Square Circle Expo released the statement by saying, "Attention, due to having a serious medical emergency while on the show floor, Sabu will not be appearing for the remainder of the expo. He is currently en route to a local medical facility. All pro photo op for the ECW Pillars Pro Op and Sabu RVD Pro Op will be refunded cash in hand at the pro photo op at their scheduled times. Our thoughts are with Sabu and all of his ECW colleagues at this time as we await some hopefully positive news on his status. Thank you for understanding." Now, whilst there aren't many details, we really hope that Sabu is okay and that he makes a fast recovery. Next up, Edge says he couldn't get his heel turn over. Does Edge think the fans love him too much to boo him? Well, Edge recently spoke with Corey Graves on the After the Bell podcast, explaining how his run as a leader of the Judgment Day didn't work because he has such a strong bond with the WWE Universe, particularly after his 2020 return at the Royal Rumble. Ed said he tried to get over using every little old school heel trick in the book. Nonetheless, he said he's extremely pleased with how things turned out when the Judgment Day kicked him out of the group he had founded, and that the faction rose to new heights. Next up, Matt Hardy updates fans on Jeff's eye surgery. Now, Matt Hardy recently updated the fans about his brother Jeff's recent eye surgery as well as Jeff's overall health. Speaking on his Extreme Life of Matt Hardy podcast, Matt explained that Jeff just has some eye surgery and he's recovering, probably a few weeks out from being fully physically, but hopefully sooner rather than later he'll be up for doing physical stuff again. He did sneak away with his family and go on a little vacation for a few days, which is nice. He's in a really good place in life and I think he's very happy where he's at. It makes me very proud of him and it also fills me with joy that he's happy with where he's happy in life. Now, we're glad to hear Jeff is doing better and send our best wishes to him. Do you think Jeff should consider wrestling again? Let us know in the comments down below. And finally, an interesting name for Shotzi and Natalya's tag team. Last but not least, have you heard about the official name for Shotzi and Natalya's tag team? If you thought the Banger Brothers of Drew McIntyre and Sheamus was unusual, Wait till you hear this. Ringside News commented on the team's new name, saying, during the match, the commentary team made a noteworthy comment referring them as to the Ballsy Baddies. Of course, this is the name that Shotzi coined earlier. It appears that this name has been officially adopted for Natalya and Shotzi's long-term team. Hopefully, Shotzi and Natalya won't run into the same problems as the WWE did with the Banger Brothers discovering the team was used in the adult entertainment industry. But there you have it, folks. I'll look at Smackdown this week as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.